Mason, a dedicated veterinarian, was driving through Bandipur National Park in India when he noticed something unusual: a lone elephant standing still in the middle of the road. This was a rare sight, as elephants typically move in herds. Mason, who spent his days monitoring and treating the park's wildlife, immediately sensed that something was wrong. The elephant neither moved nor reacted to its surroundings, which raised his concern. Knowing the risks of getting too close, he parked his SUV at a safe distance and observed the animal, wondering if it had been separated from its herd or was patiently waiting for their return. As time passed, Mason noticed something even more unusual. The elephant remained completely still. Normally, even resting elephants would flick their tails or move their ears to ward off flies and respond to sounds. But this elephant stood motionless, showing no signs of typical behavior. Mason debated leaving, as a shift was nearly over, but a deep instinct urged him to stay. He continued to monitor the elephant from a distance, feeling a growing sense of unease. It wasn't just alone, it was in distress. Determined to figure out what was wrong, he decided to take a closer look. Moving cautiously, Mason slowly drove forward, careful not to startle the massive creature. When he eventually stepped out of his vehicle, the elephant briefly looked at him before turning its gaze away. Normally, this would be a sign to retreat, but Mason felt inexplicably drawn to the animal. He leaned against his car for a while, studying its behavior before grabbing his binoculars to get a clearer view. What he saw shocked him. Tears were streaming down the elephant's face, dark streaks marking its large eyes. This heartbreaking sight confirmed that the animal was in serious distress. Wasting no time, Mason called the wildlife rescue team, describing the situation and requesting urgent assistance. While waiting for help to arrive, Mason decided to try comforting the elephant. Though it couldn't understand his words, he spoke softly, using a calm tone to reassure it. Over the years, he had learned that animals could sense emotions and respond to kindness. As he continued speaking, something incredible happened. The elephant, despite its pain, slowly knelt before him, as if placing its trust in the veterinarian. Mason was deeply moved but remained focused, knowing that the Real help was on its way. Soon, 2 vehicles carrying medical personnel arrived, and the team quickly assessed the situation. They were stunned to discover a massive abscess on the elephant's back, likely causing unbearable pain. Realizing that transporting such a large animal to a clinic was impossible, the team decided to perform emergency treatment on site. They carefully sedated the elephant and immediately began working on the abscess, draining and cleaning the infected area before administering medication. The entire team worked efficiently, knowing they had limited time before the anesthesia wore off. Once the procedure was completed, they retreated to a safe distance and watched as the elephant slowly regained consciousness. To their relief, it stood up and wagged its tail slightly, an encouraging sign that their treatment had worked. Satisfied with their efforts, they planned to return the next day to check on the elephant's recovery. Just as they were about to leave, something unexpected happened. The massive elephant, instead of walking away, started approaching their vehicles. The entire team tensed, unsure of what it intended to do. However, the elephant ignored the other cars and walked straight to Mason's SUV. To everyone's astonishment, it extended its trunk and gently wrapped it around the veterinarian in what appeared to be a hug. The team watched in awe as they realized the elephant was expressing gratitude to the man who had stayed by its side. Tears welled up in Mason's eyes as he experienced this rare and touching moment. After a few minutes, the elephant quietly turned and walked away, leaving behind a deeply moved group of people who would never forget this once-in-a-lifetime encounter.